here and this experience of being good. And it's going to be a great ride to watch.
As we get set for action, and you're watching Girls Varsity High School Lacrosse on Snohomish Times Sports Network, STSPN.com. Scott Oshman joined along with Toby Graves as they are in the center circle, as we call it, and ready for the draw. And it goes down. It's going to be controlled by number 18 for Bainbridge. That's Sally Marks. They're in the blue uniforms. They're going on your screen to the right side. Again, there's several markings on the field. There's a throw and a stop in the action. It looks like shooting space is called on Hannah Dalrymple, number 14 in red. That basically means you cannot be more than a stick length away inside what they call the 8-meter arc because they don't want somebody shooting a goal and hitting you. And that's the first goal of the game for Bainbridge.
Right. I think a lot of new viewers will be caught off guard by this game because there are so many rules that are involved with truly trying to keep the girls safe out on the field. The lacrosse ball is hard. It's basically the same make as a hockey puck, and certainly travels at a high rate of speed, and so it can truly cause injuries. So there are a lot of rules out here that are designed to protect the girls. They have minimal protection, eye protection, which is basically the extent of the protection that they do have. So it can be a little confusing, but for the most part, they're all designed and understood to be a part of the game and how we protect the girls from getting hurt.
Heisler gets the draw control. That Bainbridge goal was by Regan Wortley. See, Brooke Thurston has it now into Megan Davis, number 44, and there's a call probably crossing the sphere on Bainbridge. So 1-0 the score here on Bainbridge is on top. In the early going here, 23:50 left. 25-minute halves in high school girls lacrosse. And I think that is Brooke Thurston that has the ball. Or no, Megan Davis. It's a save by the goalie. And they bring it out. And there is Kelsey Mackin there on the far side. They play the yellow lines. Kelsey passes it down to Scott. Pass is incomplete, goes out of bounds. In lacrosse, that's going to be change of possession in Snohomish ball. So you're seeing it's fast pace, everybody. It's rock and roll time. 1-0 again, 23:03. Brooke Thurston goes down for a ground ball. 36, Amanda Holtz gets it for Snohomish in the red. Holtz now back to Thurston. Thurston tries to go to Heisler, overthrows, and looks like Lamphere gets it on the far side. Setting up now, you have the 8-meter arc and you have the 12-meter fan goes outside the goal. Lamphere rolls in. Doesn't like it. She's going to get a check to the body on 13 for Bainbridge.
Obviously, one of the unique features of lacrosse, similar to hockey, is that they get to play behind the goal. So that's always a unique strategy sort of situation that you got somebody from behind.
Lamphere goes in for the free play, and it's a goal for Snohomish. Ties it up at 1-1.
We've seen now two what they call free position shots, which are when fouls happen inside the 8-meter arc that we talked about. In which case that we give a free position shot to the players, similar to a free throw in basketball.
If there's a foul committed within the 8-meter arc, then they get a free play. Number 13 on Bainbridge, I apologize, we do not have her number. We do not have her name on our roster. We'll try and find that at halftime. Oh, it looks like Olivia Peliquin, okay. Had her with a different number as they get set for the draw. Again, 1-1, 22:08 left to go in the first half. Hannah Dalrymple there at the draw. Get some audio here. There's the draw. The Kind of a scrum in the middle. See who comes up with it. It looks like it's going to be Bainbridge ball. Olivia Smith. Smith now with it. Over to Sheffer. Also, Toby will have to explain the restraining line, which is a part of this game as well, as Sheffer drives in, now comes back. Double teamed by Snohomish. No shot clock. Gets it in low.
That was good pressure defense by Snohomish in forcing a pass or a turnover.
Now there's a call on the field by the lead umpire, Edith Harris. Kim Gunnarsson are umpires tonight. Could have been a 3-second call, not sure, hard to tell from up here. So she'll get a free play, and that is Kelsey Mackin. And she shoots and scores. Gives Bainbridge a 2-1 lead with 21:08. You're watching high school girls varsity lacrosse here on the Snohomish Times Sports Network, STSPN.com. We're excited to have you, excited to broadcast our first girls lacrosse game.
One of the things that you'll see so far that Bainbridge has been able to do is they've been able to control the draw controls. Huge advantage for them. Obviously, it's a 50-50 ball at the beginning of each after each goal. And if you're able to possess that every time, then that gives you that many more scoring opportunities. And so far, Bainbridge has been able to do that.
That's a redraw. So in high school lacrosse, at the draw, the ball has to go above the girls' heads. As you see, number 6, Sheffer, Helen B. Sheffer, they have her listed there on the draw. She's got 13 draw controls this season. Very good numbers herself. They're going to call it again. Need to get that ball up above their top of their heads. As Kim Gunnarsson resets the draw. Sheffer's a senior. You talked earlier, Snohomish, Toby, has 9 sophomores out there. Only 4 seniors, and 2 of them aren't playing tonight. As Lamphere gets the draw control for Snohomish. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Check that. Bainbridge gets it. There's a call on the field. Looks like on Fazenfeld. Theodosia. Usually that's a cross in the sphere, so there's a 7-inch sphere around the head. They don't want the cross in there. It's dangerous. She drives, overshoots the goal, and it's going to go long. Now describe what happens on a shot, Toby. Different than a pass.
Well, right. The game of lacrosse likes to reward some aggressive play and aggressive as far as scoring is concerned, and so therefore they give a shot, a missed shot that goes out of bounds. They give it back to the attacking team instead of throwing it out of bounds and giving it to the defensive team. And they gave
it. Bainbridge was close. It got it to Mackin, and she does what she did. A nifty little stick move there with a delay, and she shoots, and that's her second goal of the night and puts Bainbridge up 3-1 right now with 20:20 left to go in the first half.
Yeah, clearly Snohomish is playing way too much defense so far in this game. Majority of the playing time, the possession time has been in the Snohomish's defensive end, and like in any other game, you're not going to be able to win if you can't hold the ball on offense.
So we see the draw now again. Again, having a tough time. Sheffer and Dalrymple having a tough time getting above. They called that on Dalrymple. She must have either moved before the whistle, and that's going to be a word again to Bainbridge. So another possession.
Yeah, an interesting thing. Usually Hannah Dalrymple's pretty good on the draw. That's surprising to see them having issues so far.
Mackin tries to get it across the 8. Bainbridge comes up with it. There's another errant pass now on the ground. Number 2 gets it, and they're going to say it's Bainbridge ball. See if there's a foul right there on, that's either Amanda Holtz or Haley Nyquist down there, who got the foul.
Yeah, so far the game's been called pretty tight. It's been Snohomish has been struggling with some fouls down low, which is putting them at a disadvantage.
Paige Brigham, number 2, goes in for the free play. No, great defense by Snohomish. Kicks it back now out front to Sheffer. Number 6 in the blue. Passes back to number 8, and here's Kelsey Mackin now, top of the 12-meter. Gets it across. A lot of times it's staging. There's a shot and a goal by Fazenfeld. Theodosia Fazenfeld. That's a mouthful, that name. Tried to check to see if I get that right. Another goal, 4-1 Bainbridge, early 1912 left to go in the first half.
Yeah, and obviously Snohomish defense so far is missing their two leaders down there. Similar to the other night, I hope they get it together and they can pull it together. They're just not quite in sync.
Fazenfeld not only draw control, she's got 16 goals on the season. Now make that 17. So a good offensive player. As again, draw control goes to Bainbridge. It is Kelsey Mackin now running down towards the 8. Tries to make a pass. Beautiful pass. A play into the shot and scored. The assist goes to Mackin to Smith, Olivia Smith, a senior to senior, and 5-1. But don't worry if you're out there watching for Snohomish. Again, the game of lacrosse can get back in a hurry, and there's a timeout on the field by Snohomish. 5-1, 19 minutes left to go. So, Toby, what are the things that Snohomish needs to do? Now, first of all, I asked you a question that I'm going to say. Mahea Wong, the senior who's not here, the defenseman, probably one of the best defenders in the state. We're talking about 21 caused turnovers, 18 ground balls. In one game against Issaquah, she had 7 ground balls, 5 caused turnovers, and 4 draw controls. So she's a juggernaut down there.
Right, and they're clearly missing her. You know, it's pretty easy. They're not controlling the draw. They're not playing very well team defensive wise. They're struggling with some calls that have been going on down there, and that just puts you behind the 8 ball and puts too much pressure on your defense. They're going to need to work the last. You know, the one that hurts is the last time that they clearly made some adjustments and tried to play defense off of the draw and still gave up a fast break goal.
Right.
It's just going to be, you know, they're a young team and they're not savvy of those sorts of things, and sometimes the strategy and those sorts of things go over their head, and they're going to have to pull it together. I've you know, some confidence in Katie that she's going to be able to impart to them the important parts of what's going on, and I think they'll climb back into this similar to what they did the other night.
And we talked about, again, on Snohomish, only 4 seniors, 4 juniors, and 9 sophomores. By the same token, you're looking at a lot of senior. Olivia Smith, Kelsey Mackin, Fazenfeld, a senior as well, and Scheffer, a senior as well on the Bainbridge side. So resetting the clock now here as you get to see the beautiful sunset looking over the Cascades here at Glacier Peak High School on a beautiful Friday night. Much different than we had Wednesday night here. The monsoon that came down during that game. It was unbelievable. So what's the difference now? You coach 7th, 8th graders. What are you trying to teach them so when they get to this level?
Well, it's actually fun to come out here and watch these girls tonight. There's a bunch of them that I had the pleasure of coaching over the last few years, and to see them mature into such quality lacrosse players now. The biggest thing is fundamentals. I mean, we try and teach them the basics of the game, the catching and the throwing and the ground balls and all of those sorts of things that go along into it, and those fundamentals and those skills that are going to then turn over and translate into this game that we see tonight.
And you can see kind of in your screen the officials bringing out the rule book, and that's assistant coach Ray Dalrymple talking with Tammy Tamala on a rule clarification. Now you have Edith Harris, and you have a tremendous amount of experience on the umpire side here with these two ladies umpiring, but they are very to the book, and they call it, you know, like they see it. And a big emphasis this year in girls lacrosse, high school lacrosse, is that stick in the sphere, that cross in the sphere, crossing that 7-inch span across your head. And, you know, it's fun to let them play a little bit, but you're also there for the safety.
Exactly. You know, we talked about a little bit earlier that the safety of the girls is paramount in this game, and there's a lot of dangerous aspects to it. But there is a little bit of a clash between a new guard and an old guard, so to speak, and those that want the game to be pure and simple the way the girls' game is, and there are those that think that maybe a little bit more should be allowed. So it's a changing and a maturing game. They made a lot of rule changes this year, and some for the good, some for the worse, and we'll see how they translate, and that's why we have all of these discussions.
We get ready to start action again at the draw. Annika Sturluson now 92 in red for doing the draw, and it's Bainbridge. Sally Marks comes up with it for Bainbridge. Gets it over to Sheffer. She takes it up top now swings it down. Lost ball, ball on the ground, both going for it. There's a check. They're going to call a cross-the-body check on Sturluson, number 92 in red. Gives Olivia Smith the ball. She goes deep in the 8 across. Faisenfeld gets there first on the far side of the field, now falls down. And we'll see who gets possession. They're going to give Faisenfeld the ball for Bainbridge. Up 5-1 over Snohomish is Bainbridge. 17:52 left to go in the game. Take it way up top, and new player 18.
Yeah, boy, these officials are sure calling this game tight tonight. That's for sure. And Snohomish is just going to have to play to it. That's the way it's going to be.
There's a save by sophomore Kayla Pettis. We haven't even talked about her. She's filling in tonight. There's a turnover, though, to Bainbridge. And here comes Smith on the other side in the middle. Faisenfeld. Now she backs out. Snohomish had an opportunity to get some offense there and turn the ball over. Sheffer now on top. Thinking what she wants to do, goes behind the goal. Sometimes they say go to X, which is behind the goal. Sometimes you'll see players go out there, Toby, and get them, and that's a great pass and a great goal again by Kelsey Mackin, her third goal tonight.
Yeah, pretty textbook goal right there. Take the ball behind to X, spend some time there, and start to look for some cutters coming through and try and feed a cutter coming through. Snohomish just got to get better at that. There's no way that at this level they should allow somebody to cut through wide open like that.
Sally Marks had a great assist there. And now that puts Kelsey Mackin again 3 goals, so that's 34 goals for her on the season.
Right, and that's especially true with somebody as good and powerful as that. They got to be able to deny her the ball a little bit more.
She's got tremendous stick skills in traffic, which is key. Emma Henning now. Snohomish did get the draw control. There is a yellow card of check to the head on Bainbridge, number 13, Peloquin.
Yeah, another new rule this year. Yellow card has always meant a player advantage or disadvantage for the offending team. This year, it's finally they've changed the rules so that it's actually a player advantage in the offensive end, which will add a lot of strategy to the game. It'll be interesting to watch as that develops and the strategies involved develop. That's something new to the women's game this year.
So you just saw Aaron Patz and Megan Davis there. Couldn't get it. Goalie got it for Bainbridge. Got it back to Bainbridge. Now Snohomish gets it. And we've got Heiser. Ashley now out front, number 21 in the red.
Boy,
got double team, and that's a cause turnover. Double check there by Ashley, and now the official's going to make a decision.
Have not seen much offense out of the Snohomish team tonight so far. They just don't have much time of possession, and when they have taken it down there, they haven't done much with it.
Haven't had many opportunities, as looks like Bainbridge is going to get the ball back. So they got Snohomish to get back in this game. Again, not a huge lead, 6-1. Bainbridge up, 15-16 left. As you see Mackin, she is quick. Go all the way down the field to Sheffer. Sheffer drives in. She gets a charge call on Sheffer. That's an offensive charge, similar in basketball. So that possession will go over to Snohomish. You do not see a lot of charges
No, you don't. But I think the officials have gotten much better at at calling that charge call in the last couple of years. You know, we didn't get it very often in the past, and I've noticed the last year and this year that they've started to understand and give some credit to the defense for being in good position.
Thurston now on the other side, drives in, gets a hard check, loses the ball. Changes possession, pass on the near side. Here comes Dalrymple in, and they're going to call it Snohomish ball since Bainbridge passed it. Olivia Smith was trying to get to the ball before it went out of the yellow line, which is out of bounds. Now here's Dalrymple. Snohomish down 6-1 here in the early going first half. She spins, tries to get over to Megan Davis, can't handle the pass, and goes to the Bainbridge goalie.
Right.
Maddie Stephenson, so she's having a pretty good year. 47% save percentage. As you see the goalie come out, you don't see that too often. She gets it down the field quickly.
Another one-possession offensive attack for Snohomish. They're going to need to possess it down there and give their defense, their young defense, a little bit of rest and time to recover.
Faisenfeld now behind the goal. Looks at her options. Again, it's a markup kind of man-on-man situation in lacrosse. There is a little zone play. And here is Mackin coming around. Now she hands it off to Sheffer. Sheffer drives in, and she gets a goal. Sheffer gets into the scoring, and now it's Bainbridge 7, Snohomish 1 with 13-10. Again, you're watching high school varsity girls lacrosse on the Snohomish Times Sports Network, STSPN.com. We're glad to have you. So, Toby, what do they got to do? How are they going to get the ball? They're getting the ball, then they're turning it over with passes. Snohomish is. They're driving in to get a shot, and it's good defense. That was a good hard check down there on the defensive side.
Well, certainly it's a classic recipe. Obviously for success for Bainbridge and for not so much success for Snohomish. Snohomish is playing a lot of defense. They're getting a lot of calls against them when they are bringing the ball up the field. They are.
We've got a yellow card now. Again, I don't think anything was. That's on Lamphere. We have a check to the head. Hopefully the Bainbridge player is okay. She looks fine. That's number 10, Carolyn Yarbrough. And so now Snohomish is down a player for 2 minutes, so-called penalty box.
Right. And so what they will likely do is end up playing a little bit more zone-style defense. They have to guard 7 players with 6. Somebody will have to guard 2, so they should rotate and move around and try and leave the farthest person away from the goal.
There's
uncovered.
An offside call, sorry, Toby, on Bainbridge, so that is going to be Snohomish ball. You have to have, so I was just thinking about that. There's 11 field players with a goalie, so there's a total of 12 on each side in girls lacrosse. I believe that was offsides on Bainbridge.
No.
Nope, check that. It was Snohomish. I know it was an offside call. So it is Bainbridge ball. And there's a shot and a score, and that's number 8, Olivia Smith. She also is a senior. She's got 20 goals, make it 21 on the season. The offensive firepower is just too much early on right now for Snohomish.
So far, they've been putting Bainbridge has been putting the shots in the right place. The Snohomish defense is giving it their best shot. You can see them. I'm glad to see that they're still getting together after giving up a goal, and they're coming together and they're talking about it and things like that. I don't see heads down, so I think they got a chance. They can still come back in this contest.
As Sturluson comes on to face Sheffer. Again, Sturluson is just a sophomore, number 92 in the red for Snohomish. Going to be a redraw on that as well. Also, you got to talk about the goalie, number 11 for Snohomish. She's a sophomore and has only played 3 games in goal. The regular goalie, Morgan Miller, is out tonight. So again, tough task for a relatively inexperienced goalie.
Right. Kayla Pettis has truly stepped up. She was on the varsity team last year, but as an attack, she's a starting attack for them this year. But but because of need has stepped into the goal. She was a phenomenal goalie as a youth player and will continue to be as a high school player. So give her a little bit of time, and she should be dynamite.
Faisenfeld now playing around. She gets the ball turned over, and Kayla Pettis, the goalie, has it. She has 10 seconds to clear it. Again, great defensive play by Bainbridge. Finds Sheffer in the middle, over the goal, out of bounds. Should be Snohomish ball, and it is. Sheffer had a Kayla Pettis dead to right there. Just a few feet outside the goal and just overshot it.
Really did. Bainbridge did a great job of riding that clear and getting that turnover from him. And Kayla did a good job of hanging in there and doing her job.
Maddie Bonner, I believe, on the far side of the field had it. Now it's trying to see who has it on the far side over there. And it is Holly Ruiz. But again, Bainbridge a turnover, gets the turnover. Here's Faisenfeld coming down now. She's double teamed. Out to Smith. Olivia Smith now on the right side. Now, they take the gas off. They're up 8-1. Bainbridge is up 8-1 with 11:14 left in the first half.
Would you?
You know, you see different theories. They probably don't, because you can come back and score so quickly in this game.
Exactly.
Probably not.
This is a high-scoring game. Last game was 20-19. We saw a tremendous comeback from Snohomish. There's no way, if I'm Bainbridge, that I'm taking the foot off the throttle.
Faisenfeld to Mackin with a gun. Her fourth goal tonight makes it Bainbridge 9 and Snohomish 1. Did you see the torpedo? What a quick release.
Great example of both just the feed. The feed was right on target, put it right in her stick, got it right in her wheelhouse, and she was able to turn and fire it into the goal. That's textbook right there.
9-1. Don't go away, because Snohomish can make a little run here and make this an interesting ball game very, very quickly. We just saw that happen on Tuesday night. They were down 7 and brought it back to a tie in the second half. Dalrymple back at the draw now against Sheffer. And Bainbridge again gets possessions. I mean, the draw controls that Bainbridge have had, that's really the story in the ballgame. I mean, they have no time of possession on the offensive side, does Snohomish.
Right, exactly. I wish we had that statistic, because that would be tremendously telling. I mean, they're not clearing the ball. They're not possessing the ball, and there's another turnover right there before we even get it in the offensive end.
Haley Nyquist had it, throws it, but there's Jessica Awe, 27 in the red, picks it off for Snohomish. Now down the mid-stripe field.
I think maybe at this point Snohomish might be pressing just a little bit, and maybe they should bring it up the field, slow it down a little bit, try and possess the ball. Like I said, give the defense a rest. Try and get a few goals before we move into halftime and see if we can climb back into this game.
Crossing the sphere there. Uncharacteristic pass there. You don't see that. And watching Snohomish, we get to see them play in practice. They're missing passes and not catching as well as they usually do. And they need to play a great game tonight to take on this Bainbridge team. Faisenfeld now to the goal. And it is good, as you see the official with the call now. Bainbridge 10, Snohomish 1, 9:34 left to go in the first half.
Well, I tell you what, I don't see Bainbridge making many mistakes tonight. That's for sure. They brought their A game. I mean,
do you agree? I mean, we've seen Snohomish play more than I have. I mean, even in practice, they're not catching and throwing and passing the ball.
Right. It's a bad combination of Snohomish, not playing up to their level, and I think that you're looking at Bainbridge, that how many turnovers they have, very few. They have very few missed shots. They're burying every shot that they've taken, and they're creating opportunities for themselves to take those shots.
Ashley Heiser finally gets the ball on a draw control for Snohomish, but it is quickly taken away from an illegal check across the body, and now Reagan Wortley has the ball, number 20 for Bainbridge in the blue. See if they can get a score again. 9:07 left in the first half. 10-1 Bainbridge. She gets it down low to number 2, Paige Brigham. Back out to Mackin. Back up to Scott now, number 3, and number 9. Rachel Moore in the ball game. Ball now coming across the corner, looking for a feed. She drives in and she shoots and she scores again, and that was Olivia Smith. 2 goals for her tonight, 22 on the season. She's also tough to stop.
Another great shot. It's tough. I mean, they're burying everything that every goal shot that they see, they've been burying in the back of the cage. So it's so far it's a long night for Snohomish, but we just got to hang in there and keep fighting back.
And the other problem is for Kayla Pettis. I mean, they do such a great job of screening that. They cloud it up inside right above the goal circle in the 8. So she can't see the shooter a lot of times where the ball's coming from as they draw in the middle.
Yes, big factor. And the other thing is they're making so many passes which are changing direction, and the goalie's got to come back and try and see coming across the field, which is very tough to do.
Lamphere got it. Now Brooke Thurston with another errant pass. Not sure where she was going with that, but Maddie Stephenson comes out, the goalie does for Bainbridge, and picks it off and gets it to her teammate now. And they start bringing it back the other way. Again, great to watch lacrosse when you see great passing like that down the field, as Sheffer brings it on the right side, on the near side of the field.
Truly, Bainbridge is hitting on all cylinders tonight. I mean, like you say, the passes are crisp. They're putting them on stick, which makes an easy catch, makes easy transition. It's a impressive display of how lacrosse is supposed to be played.
Nyquist tried to go for a turnover for the steal right there. Not quite there. Still, Bainbridge gains possession. Again, they're kind of passing it around the circle. Out top now, setting up their offense. Driving, and it's a miss. A save. Here's Pettis, tries to clear it. Gets it out to 56 for Snohomish. She tries to get in the middle of the field to Jessica Awe. Awe has it, clears it down to Heisler now. Heisler driving. Looks it, she's got an open Lamphere over to the right side on the ground. She picks it up, and now they'll settle and see if they can get an offensive play. 11-1 Bainbridge up, 6:49 left to go in the first half. Here's Lamphere. She spins. Now she gets double teamed, and there's going to be a push on Bainbridge. It will be Snohomish ball. That's Sally Marks with the foul there. So Lamphere gets a free play.
Free position shot. Hopefully we can bury this and start to come back with it.
Again, Stevenson, the goalie for Bainbridge, very good. Had a 58% save as Lamphere decides not to go for it. There's another lazy pass by Snohomish, and Bainbridge is right there to pick it up. And that is going to be Bainbridge ball for number 10, Carolyn Yarborough. Yarborough, a good position player. She's a defender back there. As you see Sheffer bringing it up. Now she gets kind of bumped, loses the ball. It's on the ground. There's a call. And lead official Edith Harris is going to call a foul on Bainbridge. It's going to be Snohomish ball. Nyquist now gets it up to Lamphere, 85. She's driving 1-on-2. Now she spins. She's got a clear lane. She goes in, tries to get the score, loses the ball. And that's going to be a foul on Bainbridge. Either check to the head or in the sphere. Looks like in the sphere. Check to the head would be an automatic yellow card. Lamphere, her second free position play here. Again, down 1-11. She tries to go in, shoots just left, and that is going to stay Snohomish ball. Good hustle there by Snohomish. I think that's Ashley Heisler.
Yeah, Snohomish clearly pressing here a little bit. They need to slow things down, relax. There's lots of time left in this game. They can work their way back.
Now, we'll talk about Maddie Stephenson, the goalie. She is aggressive. She pops out, intercepts the ball on a ball coming across the 8. Seen that a couple times tonight.
Right. You just don't see that very much in the women's game, that a goalie that's willing to come out and press the ball up the field that much. Obviously, it's a little risky like what we're facing right now, but...
Well, she's a field player once she gets out of that goal circle, so you see them checking her. She gets it off to, I think that's Wortley, Regan Wortley, number 20 now. She passes it up. Look how quickly they get it up. There's Mackin now. She's coming down, assessing. One-on-one. She shoots from way out. Good save by Kayla Pettis. Kayla clears it to Awe. Awe on the near side of the field now. Gets it to Davis, number 44. The fastest player on the Snohomish team is Megan Davis. Davis now inside the 12, the 8. Going to go wrap it around the inside behind the goal. Now she hands it off. Trying to wheel and deal. And there is a call. Thought it was the offside signal, but both teams have 4 back. 3-second call on Bainbridge. So, like basketball, you cannot hang out in the 8-meter with more than a stick length away, and that's the call. So now Heisler a free position play.
They need to convert this.
Down 11-1 is Snohomish here with 3 minutes left to go in the first half. To Dalrymple, she shoots and scores. So the second goal of the night for Snohomish, and Hannah Dalrymple gets on the board.
Yeah, that's a big goal for Snohomish. They've been shut out for a long time now going into. We got 3 minutes left in the half. If we can bring 1 or 2 more home, then we're all the way back in this game.
Well, one of the things you see there, Snohomish is doing a lot of one-on-one down there. So Lamphere, again, she averages 4.6 goals a game, but she's working one-on-one. One of the things Katie Carroll said before the game is we got to pass the ball on offense. We got to make great passes on offense. They're not doing that.
No, exactly. I've noticed the same thing. Where, like you say, we're doing a lot of one-on-ones. We're doing a lot of rolling from behind, and that's putting a lot of pressure on it. And we're limiting our possessions. Ironically, the only time that they are passing the ball is when they've got free position shots.
Now, Lamphere got the draw control, which has been rare tonight for Snohomish, but it seems like every single time they get it, now Scheffler has it. Lamphere called for a foul. Not sure what that foul was, but again, another draw control for Bainbridge, and they'll be back on the offensive side. Scheffler now the senior at the top of the key. Rolls to the near side, doesn't like it. Kicks it back. Just now we've got the under 1 minute to go now. So the scoreboard will be shut off and now, 2 minutes to go. And the on the field clock is now what's it. There's a pass on the ground picked up by Nyquist. Haley Nyquist for Snohomish brings it to the center of the field now. Again, running all the way down the field is Nyquist. She finally stops, gets it back to Norton. Michelle Norton, the JV player who's brought up for tonight's game, and she loses it, and it's back to Bainbridge. Now quickly, look how fast they throw the ball, is Olivia Smith. Now she's got one person to beat. She breaks through. There's a flag on the play, which is a slow whistle. Not going to stand, and Olivia Smith goes in and scores, and it's now 12 Bainbridge to Snohomish.
Yeah, that's a heartbreaker there going into the second or the end of the first half, and have a good scoring opportunity down at our offensive end, and then turn the ball over and give up a goal on the other end.
Well, you saw two things. So Snohomish, Nyquist gets it. She's way down near the 20-yard line. She runs all the way down, never passes the ball, then comes back. You see on the other possession, Bainbridge gets it on the 20. Boom, within seconds, they had 2 passes, it's already on the offensive side.
Right. Passing the ball is certainly much faster than anybody's ever going to run. The alternative to that is, though, the opportunity for turnovers, which Snohomish has struggled with so far in their transition game and getting the ball up the field and possessing the ball at our offensive end. So Nyquist may have been trying to kind of take it down there and create an opportunity, but it didn't work out for him. And then, like you say, Bainbridge, who's been really on spot this whole game.
And there's Dalrymple with a draw control like we've seen all season long. Dalrymple down low to Megan Davis in for the chopper, and there's a score for Snohomish. It is the closing seconds here of the first half. Make it a 12-3 Bainbridge lead. And Megan Davis gets her first goal of the night and a good assist by Hannah Dalrymple.
Yeah, that's a good Snohomish play that we're used to. Hannah Dalrymple controlling the draw, bringing it down, pressing things a little bit, and dumping off to somebody who can convert a goal.
Megan Davis had a couple good scores early in the season, been quiet thus far in the last 3 or 4 games. And again, their fastest, speedier player, and she's got very good stick skills, so look for a good game.
Once again, Megan Davis being a younger player, I believe she's a sophomore, growing up, still getting used to things, and this team is growing, and this is going to be one of those tests for them to see if they can hold their constitution and bring things back and be competitive in this game.
Well, that's the halftime. The 25 minutes has elapsed. It's Bainbridge 12, Snohomish 3, but Snohomish has got to feel good going into the break because they started to get something going there. And with a 3-12 ball game, anything can happen in the second half. We're going to take a break. Scott Oshman, Toby Graves, hope you've enjoyed first half action. Don't go away. About a 5 or 10 minute break, and we'll be back with the second half of Bainbridge Snohomish. You're watching Varsity Girls Lacrosse on the Snohomish Times Sports Network.